So I told you Anna was from very close by, from Kustnacht. Our next external speaker is probably exactly the opposite. He's actually flying all the way from Canada to come here to talk to us. Tanya Dessau is an CEO of a global training and leadership communication firm based in Canada. When I was reading her bio, I read she actually traveled to more than 70 countries across the world, which is a lot of countries, and lived in about 6 of them, including Switzerland. So Tanya's going to talk to us about a very important topic, how to save your life in 60 seconds. Tanya.
Last year, I was one of 3 people to make it onto a lifeboat from a sinking ship. It wasn't that I ran fastest or that I was at the front of the line. I got voted on to that lifeboat. I had 60 seconds to convince a boat full of strangers why I was deserving of that last seat on the lifeboat. If you had 60 seconds to make a pitch to literally save your life, what would you say? You know, the people who rambled off their resumes didn't get chosen. Those who were too modest to speak up for themselves were left behind. And the people who could not communicate how they added value, they died on that ship. It is an experience that is burned into my memory to this day, but not for the reasons you may think. You see, thankfully, there were no human lives lost as a result of this shipwreck. It was a simulation during a leadership training in California. Yet on this hot summer evening in California, I was faced with the ultimate question. Why was my life worth saving? I was forced to value myself right on the spot and then make a pitch to save my life. This challenge really required me to do 3 things. Discover what was unique about me, own my worth, and then sell who I was and why it mattered. Discover, own, and sell. It turns out this actually isn't a very unique task. There are many times in life where we have to sell who we are and why it matters. Whether you're pitching your idea to colleagues in a team meeting, or showcasing your characteristics to your dream employer on LinkedIn, or even showcasing your profile for that potential soulmate on Match.com or edarling.ch, you are selling. In fact, I dare say that we are all in sales. In a recent study conducted by Daniel Pink and Qualtrics, they actually looked at how much time and energy professionals are spending doing non-sales selling, which is basically sales that doesn't involve a purchase. What they found in surveying over 9,000 professionals right across the globe is that they were investing 40% of their time in doing non-sales selling. So they were influencing, persuading, and moving people to part with resources that were of value to them. Things like time, energy, and ideas. And what's more is that these professionals found it crucial to their success. So, not only are professionals investing 24 minutes out of every hour in the workday doing non-sales selling, but it is creating huge impact in their lives. Studies are starting to show that we are selling much more often than we think. We are all in sales. Now I can see from some of the faces in the room that some of you probably feel sick to your stomach at the very thought of being labeled a salesperson. You're probably feeling really uncomfortable about now, you know? And maybe images of a used car salesman come to your mind, or a negative experience you've had in the past. Maybe words like manipulative, aggressive, pushy, sleazy pop into your mind. Trust me, I know. I started my career in pharmaceutical sales, and I remember that look in people's eyes or how their face would change when I told them that I was in sales. You know, let's face it, today in society, there is a negative social stigma that exists around being in sales. Today, I'm asking you to delete that old negative stereotype of what a salesperson used to be. I want you to paint a new picture, and one with your face on it, because the world that we live in today is one where we are always showcasing and selling who we are and why it matters. Now, let's take it a level deeper, shall we? Let's look at what is the root underneath these negative social beliefs around sales. My prediction is that fear lives there. Fear of not being worthy. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of rejection. Fear of what others may think. And you know what? It's usually in moments where we need to speak up and stand out that this fear paralyzes us. When there's a brilliant idea burning inside of you in an intimidating boardroom or a crowded classroom. When the right investor is standing beside you on the elevator. When the guy of your dreams is grabbing his jacket to leave the party. Fear holds you back. So in moments where fear is holding you back like metal chains bolted to the floor, remember this. Owning your worth isn't only about you. It's actually more about the people you can help. If you have a talent or strength that can positively impact the people around you and you're keeping it hidden, you are essentially denying value from people who need it most. It's less about you and more about the contribution that you can make, how you help solve their problems, ease their pain, deliver happiness to them, for them. Quite frankly, if you have a strength or talent that you've been keeping on mute, it is time to stop being selfish and showcase it. It is your duty to self-promote so that you can help others. It serves no one to keep your brilliance bottled inside of you. Owning your worth is so much bigger than you. It's about the people you can help. So it's time to step over that fear. Because who are you to rob people of the value that you can bring them? Owning your worth means understanding the impact that you're having out in the world, on your team, on your community, in your organization. But often we keep people guessing, don't we? I mean, the very people that need our help, we keep them out in the dark, unaware of how our support and our ideas can help solve their problems. When you keep a lid on your own talents and strengths, you not only rob yourself of the opportunity to contribute, but you steal that value from somebody else. It's key to recognize that your brilliance is already within, and that actually there's a lot less struggle when you come to terms with the fact that there's something that you contribute and the way that you add value in a special way, and it is already a part of you. But it is your responsibility to recognize your superpowers. And sometimes when we turn the lens to ourselves, when it comes to assessing our own talents and strengths, we are full of blind spots, aren't we? It is the most common question I get. Oh, but Tanya, how do I recognize what is my unique value? How do I pinpoint my value proposition? So today, I'd like to offer you 3 ways you can start discovering your unique value and owning your worth beginning right now. Okay? So the first one is to think about what people thank you for. Danielle Laporte says it best. Gratitude is a reflection of your own genius. So So start thinking about how you're being acknowledged by your family, your team, your community. These are clues to how you add value to their lives. The second strategy is to do some market research. Look, sales involves you going out to your target community, figuring out what they need so that you know how to help them. But you don't have to keep yourself guessing. Instead, go straight to the source and ask. I want you to think about 10 people you know really well. They should be part of your target community. And I want you to send them an email asking them this one simple question. What are the first 3 words that come to mind when you think of me? The words, stories, and examples that you get back will light you up. But what's more important is that you will get the exact language from your target audience. And at the end of the day, these are the people that you want to influence and impact. I highly, highly recommend that you summarize this list and keep it with you. And in those moments where you need that confidence booster, read this list. It will light you up. Before you're going for that big presentation, before you walk into that interview room, before your performance appraisal, or even before the first date, read this list. It will infuse you with the confidence you need to perform at your best. And the last and third strategy is to jump aboard a sinking ship when there's only 60 seconds to grab that last seat in the lifeboat. Because sometimes life offers you an opportunity to go deep to the core of who you are and why it matters. And you are pushed to discover, own, and sell your awesomeness. On a hot summer evening in California, that's where I learned to sell my unique value. It's where I gave myself permission to declare my worth to a room full of strangers. I knew it wasn't going to be my salsa dance moves that got me that seat. I knew it wasn't going to be my MBA degree or even my healthcare marketing expertise. It was my ability to inspire energy, optimism, and hope into the 2 remaining survivors on that lifeboat with me. I vowed to keep hope alive, regardless if we were lost at sea for 3 days or 2 months. Enthusiasm was the superpower that saved my life. It's who we are that matters, not the title on the business card or the degree on the wall or the perception of yourself in someone else's mind. It's who we are that matters. And it's my belief that we each have a unique and special way to add value to our team, our community, and the world. If there is one seat left here in the lifeboat beside me, it's got to be you there. So it is time to get moving. My invitation for you here today, now, is not only to discover your unique value, to own your awesomeness, but also to sell it so that it serves a purpose bigger than you. Thank you.